Oh, hello there. Good to see you. Well, I've decided to make a series of short videos about wild camping and wild hiking in Formosa. What are the considerations and what should one expect in such an undertaking? This might be interesting for those of you who are curious about hiking and camping in this country, or to anyone who is coming here. I hope that my advice might be helpful. So let's start at the head of the trail. The backpack should be lightweight. Don't bring anything unnecessary up the mountain. Consider the distance. If you're capable of carrying heavy amount of equipment up here, bring essential items. If it's camping, the sleeping kit and cooking ware. Bring enough food for the time that one spends out here. Water is an interesting consideration. So I can think of 2 points. I always try to hike on trails which follow rivers up the mountain. If there's no habitation further up the mountain, up the trail, then it's very safe to just come down to the river at any time, filter the water, of course, use a Sawyer filter, and fill up all water bottles on the way. I usually bring maybe 2 or 3 litre bottles with me. And of course the river is also an important place for cooling down. So if it's hot, as it usually is in this country, it's a great relief to be able to just go and put one's feet or hands, or just take a quick dip into the river. It's reviving. I can really attest to the rejuvenating properties of taking a dip, especially if the temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit. This will just completely transform your feeling. You'll be ready to set off on the trail again. So what else? Take snacks. I bring nuts and fruit to eat on the way up. It's important to keep eating calories for energy. Please do not leave litter. Any packets or bottles or packaging, anything like that, must be put back into your rucksack. Be respectful of the trail, don't damage it. Be wary of that it may be a little unsafe, narrow trails. Could be difficult sections to negotiate. So before you set off, be aware that the trails are not always perfect and can be a little tricky. Sometimes I have to pass through farmers' land. Trails run through their property. So be respectful of the farmers and don't disturb them. There could be dogs. Well, my experience, the dogs are usually quite friendly. Nothing too much to worry about. So the base camp, setting it up, find a good flat area if you are pitching a tent. If you are going to set up a hammock, look for trees that are far enough apart. It's a mistake that's often made. It's possible to waste time if the trees are something less than maybe 18 feet apart. It's important to survey the area first. Don't pitch a tent in a rice paddy or in one of these rice terraces we have up here, or any muddy area, because the rain will surely come down and cover the tent with a nice layer of mud in the night, which is very unpleasant. So I think I've already talked before about wearing the right shoes with grip. It's taken me maybe 5 pairs of shoes to realize that there are only certain types which are good for slippery rocks. And around here up in the mountains, rocks are always wet, sometimes green, and it's really important, even on the trails, to have a very thick tread of the right type. Perhaps I'll make a video another time about that, what type of footwear I take. And as I've said before, wear gloves. The trails are always steep. They're running up the mountain or down the mountain. So I always grab hold of the trees for support. So take a pair of gloves with a very good inset of grippable material. Don't take thin gloves because they will tear. And wear a hat. I think I've said before in my videos, wearing a hat is important for several reasons. The trees will hit your head, so protect yourself from this sort of thing. And there are bees and flies. They will buzz around your head. So it sounds quite dreadful, doesn't it? But it's better they buzz around the top of your hat than around your head. So hiking pole, bring a good strong hiking pole. Absolutely essential piece of equipment. Not only for grip and using your arm strength when ascending steep slopes, but also for balance. So a lot of the hiking up here is about balance, especially with a heavy rucksack. This will help. And river tracing, I always take a good hiking pole river tracing. I think I've got through about 10 of these, been broken on the trail. I found a pretty good one. It says hyper strong. Well, I think it's made of aluminium, and it's slightly thicker aluminium. So we'll see how long this one lasts. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting, and I'll think of what I can come up with for content of further videos going forward. All right, cheerio, keep safe and enjoy nature, and always leave it as you found it. That's my advice. Bye bye.